Dear future self, I start every journal entry with Dear future self and hope that in 5 years I'll love my former self for having faux profound thoughts and feelings and be able to go, look at how silly I was. I thought I was so clever. As if in 5 years I'll be any more clever and not still trying to win my own love for myself. I recently started smoking cigarettes when I'm sad because I like the way it characterized my sadness. I am the woman, clad in lingerie and a sheer robe, at rock bottom, sitting on the floor by the window with her legs crossed. Just so. A cigarette in one hand and a bottle of red wine in the other. Furrowing her brow, she takes a drag and lolling her head back to puff out the smoke and watch it disperse above her head. Her neck is long and slender, and her side profile is the subject of envy. She can come up with so many flowery metaphors about smoking cigarettes and cancer sticks and slowly killing herself, but it's okay because she does it in a sleek, sexy European way. A good for her kind of way. A beautiful train wreck you can't look away from. But I can't even feel the nicotine unless I'm drunk. I order beer at restaurants because I want to be a beer person. And I want to be one of the boys, and this is one of the ways to do so. Drinking beer with 13 boys and trying not to think about what it means that I'm the only girl that they invited. Because it feels good to be the only girl, even when I don't want to be a girl at all. And I grab the glass and I take a sip and I wrinkle my nose at the taste because I hate it. But only to myself, because I don't want anyone else to know that I don't like it. That I've never liked the taste or smell of alcohol, but still go, wow, that one's good when I try a new IPA. Even though I want nothing more than to go back to only drinking water. But that's a lie, because I like that I feel tragic and interesting drinking beer I don't like with boys that I desperately do. But not like that. Only as friends, because I can't fathom being in love with one of the boys I forced myself to drink beer for. The idea of that tastes worse than the beer. I always look at myself in the mirror when I cry because I want to see if I look pretty with mascara-stained tear tracks on my flushed cheeks and long white eyelashes. I'm proud when you can see my tear tracks when I take a picture with flash on. I look tragic, but not too tragic. Just enough to solicit an, aw, are you okay? But not enough for any genuine concern because I don't need that. I can handle this on my own, but if you'd like to be concerned for me, please do, because that's why the picture is on my private story. My makeup ran perfectly this time. And I'll tell myself that I'm surprised and touched that you reached out. But secretly I'm sad that so-and-so didn't say anything, even though it's time to remove him from my private story anyways. I always stop crying after I look at myself in the mirror. Too embarrassed by how ugly I look in the act. I'm only tragic and beautiful when a single tear makes its way to my chin. Actual sobbing is not beautiful. Or maybe it is. When I bury my face in my pillow and hug my shivering body tight enough that I can feel all of my ribs and appreciate how skinny I am. Because that's where my value comes from as a person assigned female at birth. And in between cries, I think to myself, wow, I am incredibly pitiful. But how wonderful it is to feel so intensely. But I don't want to see it, because it only sounds beautiful in theory, and it's ugly in practice. Just like me. So I stop under my own scrutiny, scrubbing my face clean and putting ice on my eyelids to prevent swelling, and finding some sort of satisfaction in my independence and ability to take care of myself as a high-functioning, mentally ill, sad girl. If that's what I am. Who am I? I'm always watching myself from outside of myself. I overthink what's real and what isn't when it comes to my sense of self, and I try on labels that don't seem to really fit me. Young, relatively. Black, and biracial. girl, I still don't have time to unpack my gender dysphoria. And I tell my friends that I don't have a personality. And still they say, Kay, you have the most personality out of anyone I know. And I feel good. And also bad. Because I know that I do all the things I do in order to look fun and beautiful to my future self, who is always watching me from afar. I don't know how to do things for myself that's watching me right now. Or how to find a self that knows how to look away altogether and knows to only look forward. Or maybe I do. And I just want to be someone who can't. Because that someone is feminine and beautiful and tragic and smokes cigarettes and drinks beer with boys who aren't her boys and cries in a way that turns her mascara into art on her cheeks. I always sign my journal entries, love always, Kay. Ever since 7th grade because, well, after reading Perks of Being a Wallflower, because that's how Charlie signed his letters. And he was beautiful and tragic. I want to say that I'll love you always, Kay. But it's easier to leave that up to my future self. Love always, Kay.